Hi, I'm Freedom Coder, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a custom PCG actor. In all the previous videos of the series, we've used PCG volumes. These are the inbuilt class that Unreal gives us. However, you can't inherit from them in Blueprint, but that's okay because the actual generation doesn't happen in the volume actor. It happens with a PCG component, and we essentially can just add that to any actor. In this scene, I've already created a custom graph that just spawns a bunch of points, and that is in a PCG volume, and I just want to transfer this to an actor. So first thing I'm going to do is create an actor, and we'll call that BP PCG actor. And in the components, we'll add a PCG component. And on that PCG component, I'm going to set this graph and compile that and save. And when I put it into the scene, I have to click on PCG and click generate. And for now, it doesn't do anything because by design, the samplers respect the owning actor's bounds for valid bounds to create points. And since our actor is brand new and has nothing in it, it doesn't have any bounds essentially. So I'm going to add a box collision, and that's very small. So it's just like barely visible. So I'm going to crank that up a whole lot. I'll set it to like 2000 in size, and there you can see it's already generating points inside the box. So you can see it's at this point essentially the same thing as the volume. The cool thing is the PCG will respect by default all bounds. So if I add another box, so I'm gonna just duplicate this one and move it a little, so like over here, and then actually also rotate it. And once I compile, you can see both boxes have been respectfully used to generate points in. And the same thing you can do with meshes. So if I add a static mesh, and we're gonna go just with a sphere, and that's obviously very small. Scale that up and move it over here, and you can see points being generated there as well. I'm gonna hide the sphere so we can see below hidden in game, and then enable game preview. And you can see where the sphere bounds are, and points have been generated. You can actually use any static mesh. So there are some for level prototyping. There's a mesh that is called a quarter cylinder. So I'm gonna plot that into the static mesh, and then move that around a little. Once I compile, you can see the points also being generated in the essentially in the collision shape of the object. So it's not using the actual mesh; it's using the simple collision as checks for the bounds. And that's already how you do like custom actors. But another really cool thing you can do is if you have a custom actor, you can use property like variables on the actor and put that into the graph. So the graph can read these parameters. So what I'm going to do is I will create a new variable, and we will call that test scale, let's say. And I'll make it float and expose it so it's visible. And I'll set it to like 1 at the beginning. And you can see it just shows up in the PCG actor as test scale. And in the graph that we're using, so in the custom graph, let me open that up. There we go. I can read this property. So I think it's called parameter or property to parameter data. Essentially in here, you give it the name of the variable in property name. So that will be test scale. And then again, you can, like with many other nodes, you can specify where this property comes from. In this case, it's self. So it's the actor this PCG belongs to. Now, in order to use that, what we will have to do is I'm going to do transform points. And if you click this arrow here, it'll open up all the parameters that you can essentially change here. So in this case, I want to change scale min and max. And I'm going to do that by using this property and just plugging it into scale min and scale max. I'm also going to debug toggle transform and then save that. And you can see it's not doing anything because by default it's just 1. But once I start changing the size, you can see it's getting like transformed through the graph. So that's how you can expose values through your custom graph actors. And this is really powerful because that really means that you can change the graph behavior on a per actor basis. And you can also get these parameters from other actors. So just like before, you can do it by like tag actors. You can, wherever the data is essentially coming from, this is how you do it. And yep, there you go. Custom actors and custom data, everything custom. Have fun, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye.